This podcast is sponsored by The Generational Algorithm by Francisco Castillo. Discover how to rewrite the emotional code passed down through generations and transform your life. Get your copy today on Amazon at the link in the description.
Breaking Generational Trauma: Healing Childhood Adversity's Family Legacy. Understand how childhood adversity fuels family trauma and discover ways to break the cycle of inherited trauma for healthier generations ahead. Breaking the Cycle: How Childhood Adversity Feeds Generational Trauma and How to Heal. You know, when we think about trauma, a lot of times it feels like something that happens to one person in a moment, right? But what if I told you that trauma can be passed down, almost like a family heirloom, from one generation to the next? It's not about just one incident anymore. It's this complex web of intergenerational trauma that often roots itself deep in family history, especially when childhood adversity is involved. Imagine growing up in a household where stress, neglect, or emotional hardship were the norm. Even if parents or caregivers didn't mean harm, the effects of those tough experiences can ripple through time, affecting how we think, feel, and even behave in our own lives. This is what some experts call family trauma or transgenerational trauma. It's like invisible baggage that each generation hands off to the next without even realizing it. But here's the hopeful part. Breaking that cycle is completely possible. It starts with awareness. When you recognize that some of your struggles might not just be you, but part of this inherited story, you gain power. Power to change the narrative and rewrite what family means for future generations. Let's talk about what childhood adversity really does. Adverse experiences early in life, like emotional neglect, abuse, or unstable environments, don't just fade away. They literally shape the brain's wiring and influence things like stress responses, emotional regulation, and attachment styles. If unresolved, these patterns can linger and get passed down through behaviors, attitudes, and even, research suggests, through biological markers. This whole concept points to the heart of multigenerational trauma. So what's the game changer? Healing. And healing doesn't have to be some big, scary process. It can be everyday things like talking openly about family stories, even the tough parts. Seeking support through therapy or community groups. Practicing self-awareness to catch old patterns in your own behavior. Building new rituals that celebrate emotional safety and connection. One resource that I really recommend if you want to understand this in depth and get practical about change is The Generational Algorithm. It offers a fresh take on how emotional patterns are encoded across generations and provides a clear blueprint for rewriting those scripts. Whether you're interested in how family trauma shapes your life, or just want to find better ways to cope and grow, this book is a great companion on that path. What really sticks with me is the idea that while inherited trauma might shape parts of us, it doesn't have to define us. Every person in your family tree has a chance to be a turning point, to be the one who changes the course of that story. So think about it like this. In your day-to-day life, when reactions, fears, or even relationship struggles pop up, it's okay to pause and ask, is this mine? Or is this part of something bigger that I can choose to leave behind? Recognizing that is both freeing and powerful. At the end of the day, healing generational trauma isn't just about fixing what's broken. It's about creating new possibilities for love, trust, and well-being in your family and yourself. It's a journey worth taking, and the more we talk about it, the easier it gets to bring those shadows into the light. If you want to learn more and take actionable steps, check out The Generational Algorithm. It's available now, buy now on Amazon, and could be exactly what helps you start rewriting the emotional script your family has been living by for generations. Thanks for hanging out and listening today. Remember, healing is a gift you can give yourself and the generations to come.